Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game of the Max and part 8 of our Hearts of Iron 4, the Old World Blues Enclave Redux mod. So, in the last episode, we did a bunch of focuses, mostly. The NCR did declare war, or Caesar's Legion, or Legion of Hades, declared war on the NCR, and now they're just kind of fighting it out. Not much has moved. Some of the old Mojave territory has gone back to the NCR down here. Most it looks like a air raid or something got them over the river. It's slowly getting closed up though. They haven't crossed the river. They pushed into Mercury Pass, but that's it. So it's been very, very stalemated. We do have a option when one side begins to win farther than the other. We can end the war on both sides. So we'll keep an eye out for that. We have been watching the 80s be absolutely decimated by the Whitelegs and Eastport. They never were able to beat Eastport, which we were hoping they would. But now we're going to watch. Once the 80s fall and the Whitelegs take over, I'm going to try to justify on the Whitelegs, which we will start that justification now. We're going to push through them, take all this land back, and maybe even like bring about Canaan or something, or puppet Canaan, maybe puppet the timekeepers or something. We'll see who will puppet. I know I'm not super big on the puppeting thing, and some of you guys aren't either. But I do kind of like it. I like the thought of just to keep us from absolutely being pushed apart. We just were like, hey, here's the area. It's just like a state, really. It's a state within the new America. Deathclaws ate some of our team. Yay. And now we're just going to keep going down our focus. We did some of the Area 51 focuses. We did the Cochise machine. Really, we're doing more and more. We did some of the infiltrate the NCR stuff, but really we're on the Department of Defense. And then in the last episode, I did put out what doctrine we should go with. That episode hadn't came out yet, so we're still gonna wait. And then once I get the knowledge, I'm gonna go through it. So these I think all together take maybe like 3 or 4 months to do through, so they're not too bad. We did do parts of the armory, or the army foundation down here, so we can start to get cheaper planes, which we might do. Really, I want the new American Army, so I think I'm going to focus pretty hard on getting down there. That's a 30-day focus. I don't think... Yeah, these are all kind of long focuses, so we'll just have to kind of pay attention to that. It'd be maybe more beneficial to go down these offshoots that are all 15 days, but we do have a lot of infantry. Lightweight metals. We are researching a better air force. Do the monoplane attackers. Yeah, the 80s got absolutely decimated by the Whitelegs. All the power grids we power up gives us more manpower and more factories to power up more factories, or more civilian power grids. See, once these are done, which is this is it. It's just this line left. We'll do the Nuka-Cola thing and then we'll continue on. Oh, we do have a trading partner. It has to be the Yakuza trading with us. Oh yeah, we can't do anything there. Yep. So the 80s have been defeated. And Eastport took a bunch of territory, so maybe the Whitelegs will get a war against them. Let's see, they got Chiefs of Utah under the Legion's gaze. Oh, Canaan's in exile, cannot be there. Salvage tanks, we'll do return rollers. Trying to get some tank action here. Done with the little blue book. Gonna can investigate the labs. Area 25. Better construction. Yeah, let's do some better construction speed. The Army Corps of Engineers. I don't think they do get a war goal against Eastport. They can ransack. Alright, so for right now, I'm going to be done with the Navy for just a little bit. I'm going to focus on trying to get some of this other stuff researched. Breakthrough. Unless... no one's justifying on them. It'll just take too long. So we'll start justifying on these guys. On the Lord's Anointed. Where's that at? Oh, up here. If we let them do that, then we can take that as well. So how long do they got there? 90 days. Just about the same. So we might let them go to war with Lord's Anointed. They'll beat them pretty quickly, I'd say. Sisters of Steel declared war on Middlemark. Army Corps of Engineers. Yeah, the Legion of Hades is holding out pretty well right now. Just because the NCR does have those tanks. So it's pretty big for them at least. We can do armor and procurement. Do all the way down to power armor forges. And get some of our planes a little bit cheaper. I think tanks are cool. Support brigades. Transportation Corps. New American Titans. I haven't done anything with the like National Guard stuff yet. Could do down to like military academies, but let's do Rebirth of the Armor Corps. I am Cav, I am Armor, so that is my actual military MOS. I was a 19 Delta who got switched over to a 19 Charlie, which is a Bradley crew member, and then I deployed as a 19 Kilo. So I've done all three of the Armor MOSs. So that's my military career. Power up all those. Gotten way cheaper than it used to be to hide from the NCR. And the Reformer faction has absolutely grown in strength since we've done the Reformer propaganda, which could go over to like stability or no broadcast, but we'll just hold off on doing anything like that. Cavalry Corps, the Old War Warfare for motorized vehicles. They're supporting them with that. Surprise compromised. We'll immediately send over a vertebird team. We've seen this before. And then we'll just send out the spies again. And then pay to have this bring down. Oh yeah, it automatically increases the cost. So that was kind of a waste of 200,000. But a little bit more construction speed. Then when one of these is done, we can do what we were planning on doing with that. Let's see, air. Can't research vertibirds. We just got the transport. We don't have this yet. We're finishing out that. Probably can get some better robots for sure. Though we only have one army of robots. We probably won't have a whole lot of robots either. Maybe just that one army. And I know for a fact we don't need as much on control gear. Slanter scout equipment we'll put there. Warfare, old world style. old world style. We've returned as the most powerful fighting force in North America wasteland, but before the bombs fell, America was a superpower and fielded the most powerful fighting force on planet Earth. Millions of men and women and thousands of armored vehicles made the U.S. military the mighty juggernaut it was. Post-war, however, our limited numbers meant we had to scale back operations, refine how we did warfare. Of course, those days are behind us. We will not forget the lessons we've learned. It's time we learn the ways of the old world and bring the might of the warfare to the wasteland. And we don't mean the Legion. Nothing's going to stop us now. Adds technology, mechanized forces, and prepared defense. Portable radio, mechanized forces. Death before dismount and engine overclocking. Where's that at? Oh, I guess it would be... Let's see, research. Yeah, somehow we got these. And portable radios, which... we haven't done any of these because we get Enclave destroyers somehow in the research tree, so... But I'm guessing it's in vehicles. Death, engine overclocking, and protected storage. So we need those 3 research. So next, once this plane's done researching, that's what we'll go to. The mono attack plane. We have a lot of the triplane attackers, which aren't very good, but it's better than anything. Better than anything anybody else has. Start. If you ever get that issue where some of your like stuff is clipping, you can hit show outdated equipment. Usually that fixes it. It's not for me right now. There we go. There's the salvage tank. Let's see. Vehicles. We did the scrap trucks. We could do the cars. I think that's what we'll do, salvaged cars. Yeah, if they take out the Lord's Anointed, I'm not going to be too mad. And I might even take the Lord's Anointed and put them as a puppet of ours. Though, to be honest, I don't really want the religious one like that. But we'll see how this goes. They get political power gain, the old world loudspeakers, political power gain plus 10%, mobilization speed plus 10%, and ideological drift defense plus 20%. Nice. Construction. Yeah, these are about to be done soon. We get any... return rollers. This gives us Wastelander tanks. Yeah, my tank name was Death when I was overseas. Our platoon had named us all the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and my tank ended up being Death. So I was the horse that rode in. The horse named Death, or whatever the saying is. I rode in on a horse named Death. There you go. Let's see. You can get 13 more Enclave auxiliaries, so I'll build you 13 more to get you completely flushed out. I only got basic weaponry for most of those guys, so not great. We'd like to see something a little bit better than basic weaponry, but that's what we're going to get for right now. About done with infantry school, the little blue book, and then we'll go... Oops. Thruster engines is done. I don't remember where thruster engines was. Do better radar station. Better fighter. The the Davy Crockett, which is pretty much a nuclear weapon that's a mortar system. Do better power armor. Invest in military academies. Let's just do research advanced tools. Better production. Power up all the power grids. Got infantry school done. Division attack, disciplined soldiers. To have their war goal. We're just not doing it yet. Can't get to Canaan and exile, that's why. Okay, now that they've declared war, we have our justification for a few days. And they're justifying against the dead horses. Part of me wants them to allow to take it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to attack. And then justify one on Eastport as well. Power up all the people here. Let's see. Don't have any money yet. Disciplined soldiers is done. The rank and file. Let's do reviving the Titans. We do need 4 more power armor, and that's it. So let's do 4 more rapid responses. What type of power armor are we getting? Wasteland power armor. Hopefully we get all of that fleshed out. And we're doing slash and melee weaponry for some of those guys. We got 57 with you. Should be able to buy at least common. Sell some bicycles. Can't buy anything from you, which just need a little bit more. Which I can't even sell any because I don't have any to sell. Can't sell anything to you. And then we will never have enough relationship. We could do a business favor, but I'll hold off on that. Construction. Fixing up TVs, towns, infrastructure. East Coast exiles. Perfect. Even more people. To our astonishment, a group of unrecognized vertebrates have approached our location with a legitimate Enclave call sign. They're being led by a lieutenant named Schultz, supporting Enclave power armor. Schultz traveled from Raven Rock facility in the capital Wasteland, leading a Verta assault team dispatched by Colonel Autumn to salvage assets from the ashes of Navarro and the Rig. The mission was a suicide errand designed by Autumn to purge opposition from his ranks. Those that survived found us, not ruins. While news of the illegitimate President Eden is troubling, most of the Enclave vertebrates went east with Autumn's father, and Schultz's tactical experience could be invaluable in integrating air power with Enclave ground forces. A surprise but a welcome one. Get to the events, and that's not all who arrived. Plus 500 manpower, 50 units of new Renoan CVB-02 vertibirds, and 50 units of American VB-02 gunships. And Michael Schultz is now Chief of Air Force. That's all who arrived. Stepping off the last vertibird, Schultz was quick to inform everyone that the commander of the operation was none other than George Harrison. No one had the slightest idea who that was. Some didn't even know what that was. Fortunately, some of the older members of the Enclave mentioned that it was a civilian leader of all military assets of the United States military, answering only to the president himself. Harrison introduced himself to Granite, who was more than happy to receive the Secretary of Defense. After some introduction, Harrison described a falling out with the East Coast Enclave, and he was sent west to give the expedition some authority. He knew, however, it was the same as the rest, a way to get rid of him. Suffice to say, he was glad his expedition wasn't in vain. Didn't know they were carrying a VIP. Welcome aboard. George Harrison becomes available as the Secretary of Defense, plus 500 manpower. Perfect. I think that's... Oh, we could do Chief of Staff, which is really good. Don't think it's here. Maybe it's up here. Secretary of Defense right here. Army, Navy, and Air experience game plus 0.03 daily. Ooh, it's really not that good. The operative slots were a little bit better. Aguila's Eagles. Alright, we'll throw this light special forces team here with the infantry guys, and we'll just kick one of these infantry guys off the production line. It did decisive engagement for us, but we will go back to pragmatic air force when applicable. Power up the... Oh. There we go. I do see we've got 2 of these done. Liberator and the Marauder. There you go. Wow, they're getting pushed back by the Lord's Anointed. So, I think that means we just declare war. And push. Make sure my Air Force is up. Oh yeah, they're cooked. Let's actually take her off the line.
That's a no one.
At her force to the line. Yeah, they ain't got nothing to fight against us because they're losing in the north. New Atlanta. Oh.
This is Enclave Maincom.
Ooh, we need to move down. I'm glad their forces didn't move forward because we would have lost a lot there. Connect core power grids. Oh, that's construct. I thought it said connect.
Outstanding.
Oh, we're eviscerating them. Eviscerating them.
This is Enclave Maincom.
Move her divisions there. When they're able, send them forward. I was really hoping they would defeat the Lord's Anointed, but they, I guess, couldn't. The Yakuza have finished out their focus, so they've got the state of Yakuza. Just hurts my master impact. Manage subjects. American Titans.
Enclave here.
You all finish out him. I really want New American Army, so we'll do this one. Power all the folks up.
Enclave here. This is Enclave Maincom.
So if you're wondering how I do multiple commands instead of doing this, just hold shift when you're doing it. So shift, and then you can do that. When we're done with this series, I am planning on doing a, not really a tutorial, but a how to play Hearts of Iron, which I hope is going to be fun for some folks. It'll just kind of show you guys different commands of how to do this. Get some naval doctrine. I actually want you to push right there. If we can capture that tile before all of them leave it. I don't think so. AFN News from the front. Stopping the Whitelegs. This is Anna Brown in southern Utah. Fighting continues in Utah as New Reno campaign against the Whitelegs continue. Whitelegs, as you will all know, are surprisingly well-armed tribals with a good grasp of guerrilla warfare. Despite their primitive appearance, Whitelegs are formidable fighters fighting on their home turf. Whiteleg ambushes are common, forces New Reno troops to advance with caution. However, the effectiveness of the storm drums against power armors is questionable at best. Gain base war support plus 6%, and New Atlanta is a state is now a core of New Reno. Ooh, that's actually really nice. Straight up just get it. Looks like the Legion has now started to beat out the NCR. They're not winning just yet, but we will get a yeah, right here. It's more at 10% surrender, so we can just do it, and they'll get a truce for 2 years, which 2 years a lot of stuff can happen, especially if this war continues to kind of just buffer like this. But the NCR is being steadily pushed back, especially with this big pocket right here now just being closed off. Oh, they have. Whoa. What happened? They were at like 200. So they must have caught him they must have caught him over here. And they just absolutely destroyed him. That's crazy. We'll keep an eye out on that. We might have our chance to defeat the NCR here pretty soon. Wastelander tanks researched. We'll do improved turrets. Not sure we have sophisticated tech yet. Or we'll do... Yeah, we'll just do improved turrets. Actually, I lied. We're going to go up and do protected storage. That lets us get the armored core. So, do rank and file, New American Army. Rio Grande, the Republic of Rio Grande declared war on El Ejército Mexicano. Ooh, you probably shouldn't have done that. I'm not saying they're gonna lose, but let's get construction, better max factories and states. I have not built a factory in a very long time. Legions of Hades declared war on Republic of Las Grahanas. Are they part of anything? Nope. A lot of resistance to occupation. The proposal. Oh, here we go. Well, nothing more than ad hoc, Granite has gathered up a colorful presidential cabinet. Miss Araya stands at the head of the Enclave's presidential briefing room, her sharp gaze scanning the faces of President Granite and his cabinet. On the screen behind her lay the updated revised tax proposal, the culmination of months of works, her plan to tax the wasteland property from Nevada to the East Coast. The proposal operates on 3 tiers, she began, pointing to the map in front of her. First, caravan companies and other large businesses will be taxed based on the volume and value of goods transported between regions. The more they trade, the more they contribute to rebuilding infrastructure and security. Second, settlement taxes will scale based on population and industrial output. Small scale settlements pay less, while larger hubs like New Reno or Vault City contribute more. This encourages growth while keeping settlements from being overburdened. Finally, she highlighted the third tier, luxury and resource tax. Rare goods, pre-war techs, and valuable resources will be taxed at a higher rate, ensuring even black market economies contribute to the Enclave efforts. The proposal was designed to scale across all regions, adaptable to the unique challenges of each area. In Nevada, where caravans were king, the focus would be on trade taxes. In California, with its large urban centers, resource and luxury taxes would dominate, and possibly beyond as the nation developed. The system would fund infrastructure, restore order, and stabilize the economy, she concluded, showing projected revenue growth over the next 5 years. From their faces alone, everyone, including the military officers, had no objections. From a math-savvy prostitute in New Reno to the architect of the Enclave's financial future, Miss Araya's journey was a testament to her talent. With the proposal in Granite's hand, the wasteland was one step closer to order, and she was the one who made it possible. Well, let's get this show started. Replace fledgling IRS program with the IRS Reborn. Effective change stability plus 0.50%, and caps income plus 10%. Which I think makes... This should leave soon. 2081, yeah, next year. Where is the IRS? IRS Reborn, just plus 30% caps income. So we no longer get any stability loss for it. Which we didn't get much to begin with anyway, but... And you might be wondering why I don't micro fight a lot more in this. To be fair, there's no real reason to me to micro, because we're just absolutely blitzing through the white legs right now. We are, what, justifying on these guys? Yeah. We're, of course, getting some power armor integration, do rank and file infantry, and then the New American Army. Yeah, I mean, if we were losing on any fronts, I'd be like, yeah, I need to, but we're just absolutely blowing through these guys. Yeah, you heard him.
What was that? Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
I don't know if it was because the Lord's Anointed War, but the White Legs absolutely got obliterated. And we've taken a majority of the people's area. I am going to try to bring back New Canaan, I think. Though there's a New Canaan in exile.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk.
Yeah. Could start building more robots, but I really need to. This place is a... What does that say? Something park. All tractors park or something? Can't read it. I really could use... Oh, wow. Look at all that repair. We'll just shift click to add 20, 30 to the repair. No longer getting industrial support.
This is Enclave main com.
You all just finish out the north. Glory falls, which means the El Ejército Mexicano has won against the Republic of Rio Grande. Man, I really made him mad, didn't I? After hours of street fighting, El Ejército Mexicano has finally taken the majority of Gloria, with the heroes on both sides fighting until the bitter end, and with the sheer ferocity of fighting, Glory must be taken. The resistance still continues throughout the city. The main force of the Republic have withdrawn. With the city in ruins, one has to ask what is next. Yeah. Destroyed. Cypher Warband, declare war on the Scrappers Compact. There's the rank and file. Now we get the new American Army.
Everything's always tighter out here at Enclave.
Keep pushing. Yeah, we've decimated the White Legs. And then they go. The Yagyo Vaults is taken. I don't think I can take everything now. So we'll just take what's around us for right now. If I decide to release anybody, it'll be through... Instead of like Puppet, it'll be just to release the nation. So I don't really... A lot of these were not who you wanted them to be. Like, they weren't good people, so... Submit. Is that all of it? I'm just going to take it all. And then fight them for what little bit they can't have. There you go. I get everything. I can't see what the puppet focus is available, but we're going to confirm an exit on that one. And then we got 3 dockyards, so let's start building some convoys. We got a bunch of free, or not free, but some military factories. Build some more of you for sure. Let's see. Not some more Nemesis. Really, I don't think the NCR will be a hard fight anymore with what everything has gone on with them. Getting that, we're getting that, we're getting those. We're not building flamers because I really don't care for any of that. We can start to build more scrap trucks. We'll actually switch those over for scrapped or salvaged cars. And then, oh wow, 655. So not going to be able to do that. We will install police forces everywhere for the extra building slot. Power up all of that. And look at all of that we get. And sabotage their construction. Oh. Yeah, most definitely need to sabotage them. Let me look into occupied territories. We're not going to puppet them. Oh, see, we can only return Canaan in exile. We can't actually get to keep it. The Sky Reavers, oh, that's territory we already own. Unital. No, it's territory we already owned. I don't even see the Time Rippers or whatever they're called. So interested. The Timekeepers right here. It'd be kind of cool to get, but I think because New Atlanta was part of their territory, it wasn't. All right. Immediately move all of our armies over here. No rest for the wicked, if I could speak. Start having you all root out resistance in these areas. This is rough. We can start to do the restore all of these places, which we will just click through because it doesn't cost us anything. So 60 days, that one takes 180 days, but at least we've got it. And then we will destroy his supply lines. Legion supply line sabotaged in what was shaping to be the largest war in the Southwest. The Legion experienced an unmitigated disaster when a series of surgical strikes to their supply lines over the Colorado were destroyed by unknown assailants. NCR intelligence claimed to have no knowledge of who conducted these attacks. The evidence points to the Brotherhood of Steel, whose sources claim do not wish to see Caesar overrun New California. With hours of the event, NCR forces conducted a counterattack, forcing Caesar into the temporary white police with the NCR. Tensions remain high, and many suspect that this will not be the end to hostilities in the region, and that it will be only a matter of time before war reignites. Substantial reports that vertibirds with enclave markings cannot be confirmed and are considered conspiracy theories by mainstream analysis. People are crazy. Gotta get me a drink. A lot of talking. We can restore Katana Electronics. Need more bottle caps. We'll just hold on to some bottle caps then. That's nice. Where's Cleft Sanctuary at? Smart patchers. Alright. We're about to be done with the new American Army. Then we're going to rush down over here. Start doing more of the NCR stuff. Armageddon Station with Armageddon Estacion has been abandoned since Great War fallen into use, with the control of both Gloria and Armageddon Estacion Santa Ana can now seize upon the facility. Old systems quiet since the Great War flickers on. The flickering lights of a protracted and sinister science, and may God have mercy on us all. They add one nuke to their arsenal. Santa Ana bestrides the Rio Grande once more. Sick transit Gloria, the heroes of the Republic and of the Rio Grande have fallen. Moria died buying time for refugees along the Rio Grande. Gloria fell defending the Capitol building, his wife's locking on his neck. Rosado died last of them all. Her efforts to cripple the general's army to no avail against the Steel Legions. Now an army of conscripts and robot marches through a ruined city, triumphantly informing the people they are part of the Republic of Mexico. An orphan named Veronica watches in silence through hooded eyes. The general she swears will regret letting her live. Ejército Mexicano gains annex war goal against Nueve Atzlin. Santa Ana bestrides the Rio Grande once more. And Spies Compromise will go bring them a team back, and then we'll send them right back out to their territory. So we're not hiding right now. We will probably take just the massive debuff, whatever it is, from the area. We will move
Enclave here.
her down here. We're going to split her army in half and move the other half right here. The rest of the army will be in the north.
The president?
Pushing this way. And to right there. And we won't be able to get this, of course, but we'll finish up New American Army. There's Death Before Dismount. Invest in the naval or military academies. Let's do better radars. There's engine overclocking. Do the improved turrets real quick. And advanced tools is about to be done. Protected storages is the last one for those. And monthly population. Resistance to occupation is high everywhere, especially in the territories we just took. These all need to be moved over here to fight in Northern California with these nuclear jet fighters out on air superiority. All of you move over here. I think we got a really good chance about defeating these guys because they have 24 to 64 divisions. They've absolutely got decimated by the Legion. It had to have something where they had pushed somewhere and they had just gotten all their units captured. Going bankrupt? I mean, they don't have a whole lot of horrible things going for them, but see, bears can't fly. Not too caring about that. This would be pretty nice. We could do operation. We gotta start going down this one. We won't be able to afford this one. Like I said, we're just gonna eat the install power up. We're just gonna take whatever debuff we get. The time has come. Cease resource extraction, cease construction efforts, or cease mercenary expeditions. We'll just do that one. I don't remember what that gives us. I don't think we can declare wars for a certain amount of time, so. Division attack negative 50%, yeah, so. That lets us hold off for just a little bit. I mean, it gives us some time to get better equipment, most definitely being produced. Get these fighters coming out. I don't want any more of the Big Berthas. Wasn't very impressed by those during the war. We can, however, go into here and let's look. Enclave will be U.S. infantry regiments. No. Battalions. Update. We're going to give them Slander Scout companies. I think I have enough. No, I don't have nearly enough. So let's do heavy AA batteries, vertebrate support, right? Do I have enough of either one of those? Yes on the vertebrate support, no on the AA. All right. Get the vertebrate support, and then just need more nemesises. Scavengers found nothing. Get out of my office. Could you imagine walking into the president's office and being like, we didn't find nothing? New California Republic has had the audacity to demand us territory. We need to take a decision at once before they take our silence for a sign of disrespect. Oh, are you kidding me? You're not getting anything. What sucks is we're at negative 50% attack right now. Yeah, I think they're about to attack us.
And the fucking president's watching us like a hawk. This is Enclave Maincom.
These soldiers, I want to come over here.
And the
These
fucking president's
soldiers,
watching us like a hawk.
I want to come down here. Yeah, I'm not giving them all of my territory. The birth of the Mesoamerican Alliance found the marriage of the ruler of Chichen Itza, Clara, and the ruler of Nuevo Aztlán, Raphael. The ancient grudges that fueled the conflict between the Aztlán and the Itza for decades have been healed. Instead, the rulers of the two vast empires have declared a new pact, the Mesoamerican Alliance, with the intent of ending the bloody border conflict that have plagued the shared borders. As an added perk, the two have agreed to total military cooperation. This is a daunting prospect given the vast lands two empire controls between the two of them. Well, they're getting pushed back by these guys anyway, so you got Raphael here, and you got Clara Guzman. They're just gonna get tore apart anyway. Alright, hopefully they don't immediately declare war on us. It will take time. I don't think you can do these. When you're at war, so let's see. Nope, they did declare war. I can't believe that. Alright, never mind. The war with the NCR is happening. Start pushing our troops. Oh yeah, invite Yakuza. Hiding in plain sight's been removed, and the Shi have been called into the war with us. We can disorient the NCR Air Force right now. We'll hold off. Wow. Welcome to the war, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure. What type of Air Force do they've got up? They've got some ground missions. Out of the suites. Located north of Groom Lake Test Site, Sweeney Air Force Base served as one of the many bases the Strategic Air Command used to spread about our fleet of B-54 bombers. Under Continental Air Command, Air Mobility Command, Air Material Command, and Strategic Air Command, Sweeney was used primarily as a West Coast headquarters for the Air Force. It was also selected as a fallback site due to its position to Groom Lake, McMillan, and other important areas of Nevada. The various air commands in charge of making use of the base's runways to maintain control of the skies and to dispatch supplies to and from the installation up until the bombs fell. In the aftermath of the Great War, the installation was left rather damaged but still usable. Not being hit directly but by stray shots kept the installation alive and in turn led to it coming under the control of the Grabbers. The Grabbers were a group of raiders who used the installation to store their loot as they raided surrounded tribes and settlements for anything not bolted down. With the Grabbers removed, we have restored Sweeney Air Force Base back to active duty, allowing the Air Force to once more fly over southern Utah and Nevada. What's Quinn's deal then? It's an outpost. That's it. Gives boost to H generation, air attack, and air mission efficiency. What I could do is come here, throw up some of these guys, some barrage balloons, and some intercept. And then we can go to Creech Air Force Base, put out some of these guys on support attack. There we go. That works out for me.
Enclave here.
Yeah, they just don't have any sort of manpower to fight us. Army tutorial, Patriot tutorials. We have gained the ability to organize Patriots. To do so, click on an NCR state and press Organize the Patriots button from the state menu. States that have armed Patriots will flip to our side and spawn militias unit when we start the Californian Uprising. Army Patriots cost more political power each time it's used. We're already at war, so I don't know if we can actually do that. The Common Man. Do that one. I would like to come down here to like La Paz. Organize Patriots. Organize Patriots. Organize Patriots. And this will be it. Do it from the south. And then just blitz up the Baja Coast. We're blitzing right through them right now, so.
Enclave here. Yeah, you can say that again.
They were not prepared. I can't believe they did that. I wasn't expecting anything of that sort to happen. So when it was like the NCR's demanding territory, I was like, I guess I shouldn't be shocked that this is how this went, but economic resurgence, that's good news. Should have our bombers out now. Losing some. Oh, there's all their air superiority fighters. Though we just got barrage balloons. Look at all the things I need to repair. It's crazy talk. Yeah, if we cut right here, got this whole army. There's Reading. Tool Army Depot, a former joint munition center serving the needs of the army primarily as it moved munitions east to west. After the war, those that would eventually form New Canaan renovated and expanded the base to serve their needs, creating a redoubt for the southwest approach to New Canaan itself. While we won't have need for such rudimentary defense fortifications, we can use the center's extensive storage facilities for our operations moving into the Rockies, easing our supply drain as we move further east. Secured and stored, reduce supply consumption. God's Fort at the western approach. Fort Douglas was our installation near Salt Lake City that was primarily tasked with pacifying the city as well as protecting the nearby proving grounds. Post-war, it served as a primary military base for New Canaan once the city was founded and the base cleared of threats. It continues to serve as the center for New Canaan military activity, protecting both the western approach to the city as well as the last line of defense before the city itself. It even proved a tough nut for our own forces to crack, but we've taken it, and the work that New Canaan did has kept the base remarkably good shape for 200 years, making them a welcome return to our fold. At least they kept the place clean. Colville changed its name to Fort Douglas, improves army organization, and boosts special forces capacity. Defending Salt Lake City, the last line of defense for the Mormons before Salt Lake City and then New Canaan. Fort Williams was expanded upon and used to great effect against the Mormon enemies. And it was here in the early 2020 or 22,000s that the 80s saw their first defeat in the Great Utah Road War. It was also here where the first White Leg raid met their end before Salt upon Wounds reorganized them. Now, back into our hands, we do have to hand it to the New Canaanites. They do know how to fortify a position. Further, the base is still in decent shape, and despite the bombs dropped on Salt Lake City. Provo changed its name to Fort Williams, gained a boost to Army organization and Special Forces cap. The Spanish Fork Raid. The Spanish Fork Armory was a National Guard armory that, alongside Thule Armo Depot, served as a fortification protecting the south of New Canaan, this time from the southeast. However, Spanish Fork was raided by the White Legs, who stole the plethora of weapons stored there. The event was a turning point in Utah, allowing the White Lakes to rise to power, and the beginning of the gradual decline of New Canaan, until we arrived, of course, and found the base derelict. Now with the base under control, we can restore it to working order and allow us to conduct counterinsurgency operations in the region beyond even from the tactics developed. Send them in anytime, any place, increase division attack factor. Hill of God, a vital component of Air Force Material Command with the weapons produced at Dugway and Tool. Hill Air Force Base was tasked with moving them out to either be deployed or moved to the more secure storage out east. Despite this, the base was overlooked by Chinese nuke, possibly as they were too focused on Salt Lake City or Dugway. Regardless, the base served as the main base for the small New Canaan Air Corps, protecting the Mormon skies, or at least trying to anyway. Much like Fort Douglas, the base is in remarkably good conditions thanks to the effort of New Canaan, and the Air Force is ready to begin supply operations for missions in the north and east, improve air mission efficiency, and ace generation. Hayman's Glass Heap, located north of Lucian, Utah. Abraham Air Force Base was one of the newest air bases for the Air Force. Constructed and then opened in 2074, Abraham was hoped to be used to counter potential Chinese nukes should a nuclear war occur. Placed under Air Mobility Command, Aerospace Defense Command, and Continental Air Command, Abraham had the explicit purpose of defending the Western Defense Zone, which was made up of northwest, southwest, north, and 4 states commonwealths, with an additional purpose as air refueling stations for aircraft headed to the east coast or to the west coast under Air Mobility Command. In the advent of the Great War, the bombs would largely spare Abraham. However, Abraham was not spared by the survivors of the Hammond Glass Works. The survivors going on to scavenge the installation for all of its glass in order to make scrap together homes for the glass and aircraft parts. With Hammond removed from Abraham, we have restored Abraham Air Force Base back to active service, repairing any missing glass windows and doors of the Air Force Base as Hammond had ripped out any piece of glass they could get their hands on. Why would they take the glass? Why? Just why? Gives a boost to ace generation and air attack. Lucian changes his name to Abraham Air Force Base. Right there. Robinson, Abraham Air Force Base. I just don't think it changed there. The Bear and the Eagle, we've been hiding out here in Nevada under the nose of the NCR for some time, skillfully playing the NCR corruption onto itself and luring would-be investigators on wild goose chases. Now, after all that time, all the deception has finally come to an end. Our units are exchanging laser fire with NCR bullets, and our Air Force clashes in the sky. Already, politicians in the NCR are screaming about the threat of the Enclave and that our destruction is paramount to their survival. It's time we take up our old moniker and raise the blue Enclave flag high in the air. We are the Enclave, and let's not have the world forget it. New Reno will be known as the Enclave. And AFN news from the front, NCR Army routed at Reading. The command post, the NCR Northern Army Command in Reading, was captured by New Reno forces, sending the entire region into chaos as New California Republic battalions were thrown into disarray at the loss of communications. The successful capture of the northern frontier's largest city has left many questioning the New California Republic's leadership ability to defend against New Reno. Aaron Kimball has assured everyone that Reading was a setback, and the New Reno Army will see New Reno to victory against the monster of the old. I think it's the NCR Army will see the NCR to the victory against the monster of the old world. Army experience plus 50%. Reading is now a core state of the Enclave. News from the front, the sacking of Sac City. This is AFN News. Sac City has fallen to New Reno forces, with many New California Republic forces making a last stand at the city's docks and naval headquarters. This was a monumental victory against the NCR, with the New Reno troops raising the stars and stripes over the NCR's Navy's Northern Fleet headquarters. The fall of the largest city in Northern California does not bode well for the NCR, whose forces are regrouping further south to push back against New Reno's onslaught. The anchor of Northern California is ours, gained 50 Army experience, and Sac City is now a core. Sac City remnants. After the fall of Navarro, many survivors tried their luck at integrating into the NCR. While a large number were found out and arrested, many more successfully became their new lives in Sac City. These people and their descendants have now petitioned to join the Enclave. Welcome back. Gain 200 manpower. 00111. It appears that Santa Ana Down has acquired blueprints for an advanced humanoid robot that we've only seen once. It was when the calculator attempted to cleanse the continent under orders of Richardson Sr. Either way, since retaking Armageddon Station, we've heard reports of these robots appearing to quell any resistance to the Mexican digital dictator, and having expected more of use of them as time grows, we've also received this message. Taylor might have thrown me over the Rio Grande, but he's not here with the very weapons you created. I will avenge my father and avenge all of Mexico for what you Yankees have done. The U.S. shall be put in memory. I will stomp out. This is a promise. Ominous adds technology C-27 humanoid robot. Well, that's not particularly good. We do need some more of these. Let's see. We can do the Lucia incident, which is what we will do, which is the Lost Hills declaring war on the NCR. Further demoralize them. Get some NCR equipment, which I don't need. Let's go. The common man, so we got 10 days on that.
Got you. Enclave here.
Trying to finish off this little bit here. Take over Gunderson Ranch. There we go.
Why isn't your video feed working?
Take over Stockton and get here to
Enclave here.
that fight. We probably could have broke out right here. I know for a fact we can win down here.
Who the hell is this?
Which we'll take here.
The president?
It'll take 30 days for the Lucia incident to occur. Then it'll take 20 days for this, and then we can do the Californian Civil War. Not going to stage any raiders attacks. There's no point now. We will have to worry about a fight against the Legion of Hades. So we'll just fortify the rivers. As we break across to get back to Navarro. We're done fighting in the north. We can move majority of the Air Force down here. We are losing some planes, but I'm hoping we can start to knock them down. The Forgotten Men and Women. Although the NCR is a democracy, it's highly flawed. Brahmin barons run the northern territories like feudal holdings, crushing small farmers and factory workers. The caravans buy and sell senators for bottle caps, and the ethnic tensions simmer beneath the surface. A leader who promised to restore pre-war American ideals and rally the forgotten people of the NCR could be very successful with our aid. Increases collaboration in the New California Republic by 15%. Nice. Do the fear and uncertainty. I think we're very close to. I'm not winning the war because we've still got some time. That's where the Mojave territory is still a thing. But I am going to end the episode. I know that's crazy because we're about done with we're started our war with the NCR. But we have hit our hour mark. So I hope you guys have enjoyed episode 8, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.